Since I was young, ever since I could remember, I've always wanted to help people. I feel like that's that was all of us when we were young. All we wanted was to help people and be useful and be loved. And growing up, I didn't get that. And just like many of us, we didn't have good parents where love was a currency. You can only earn it. And no matter what you did, you just never got enough. It was always held back. And I didn't know at that time, but I didn't see myself worthy because of those experiences. I thought in order for my mom to love me, I had to do certain things, and I did. And then in order for my dad to love me, I had to do certain things, and I did. But it was always more. It was never enough. No matter what I did, it was like, give more. And while I was going through that experience, I guess in unknowingly in my heart, I was desiring a family that is filled with love unconditionally, no matter what. And I came from a very big family, a lot of siblings, me being one of the older ones. And I just wanted a big family with just love in it. That as soon as you walk in, like you can feel it. The energy of the house is so calming, it's so peaceful, and it's so loving and accepting, and you don't have to change who you are or fight to get acknowledgement or attention and things like that. And when I look around now, the life that I've built that I didn't even dare to dream of because I didn't see myself worthy at that time. I have children who loves me, who lights up as soon as I walk into their room to get them in the morning, who just unconditionally giving me so much light and blessing and when I glance at them they're smiling. My husband who just dotes on me and his children and is a provider, a protector, and I cannot be more grateful. I didn't dare dream of a life like that. I didn't feel like I was going to get a life like that. And, you know, I always seen movies with true love and things like that, fairy tales. just like we all do. And I only seen love like that once in my life, which are my maternal grandparents. They loved each other unconditionally, lived for each other, and died for each other too. Once my grandmother passed away, my grandfather passed away from a broken heart syndrome. And I've always thought, what a blessing. I want a love like that, but that's not possible. And now that I have found love like that, and it amazes me, and I'm so grateful that the life I have today is something that I've been told when I was a child that I will never have, you know, I will never have. And I don't know. I'm just so grateful. It's, the universe always guided me, always showed me that I was worthy, but I didn't listen. I just looked around to my parents for validation and love, whereas the universe gave me unconditional love that I was looking for. It was doing everything for me to get everything my heart ever desired, even when I didn't verbally speak them out, even when I had doubt, you know. Um, Looking back at how far I've come, I'm so proud of me. I'm so, so proud of me. And I can say today that I am a woman that I admire. I became someone that I can say that I am who I wanted to be. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue growing and continue to strive to be the best version of myself in every phases of life, right? But today, where I'm sitting, the fact that I persisted, I persevered through the storms of life that showed me that you always come out stronger on the other end. It's all temporary. All you have to do is keep on keeping on. And I can't wait to see the, the future versions of myself who will be looking back at today, maybe at this recording, and say like, you're on your way. And the life that will come to me at that time is nothing compared to my imagination. And I know that nothing that I want is impossible. The minute that I want it, the minute my heart desires it, the universe is already working to give it to me. And I'll say this story about this watermelon. So at that time, my husband and I purchased our first property in, somewhere up north in America. And we purchased it. And when I was on my Instagram, I saw one of my acquaintances posted that she also purchased a property and she had a large amount of land, and she did a little gardening area for watermelon and other herbs and stuff. And I saw the post and I messaged her. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you." And I genuinely am just happy for people who are doing better and striving to be better. So I talked to her, and you know, in my heart, I was like, "Oh, I would love something like that." And I told her, I was like, "I would love to do something like that too." But I had, well, I still have it. I have fear of worms and snakes and things like that. And in my mind, I'm like, nah, that means I can't do gardening, but watermelon garden would be so cool, right? And even though we purchased our house, we didn't consider that our forever home, right? It was our first home. So at that time, we didn't know where our forever home is going to be. So fast forward 2 years later, we purchased our second home in a complete different state, right? Down south and whatnot. And we also have a large amount of land, and time coming, I started saying that, hey, I have to get away from my fear of the worms and things like that because I really want to garden. But this whole time I forgot about the thought of the watermelon, right? So I slowly work on my fear of worms because, you're in the South and you're in nature and there is going to be bugs and worms. You just cannot get away from it. So I was like, hey, something's got to give. I have to get over this. So slowly but surely, I'm, kind of allowing myself to get over that fear by, slowly exposing myself to those those creepy crawlies and things like that. And finally, when I felt ready, I told my husband that, hey, I want to, do a gardening in that section. We planned it out and whatnot. And he made a small garden for me. And I started throwing different type of seeds and things like that, like the food, or I'm sorry, the fruits that we ate at home from the store. I would just throw like the cores and things like that in the garden bed. So I purposely planted the mango seeds, avocado seeds, peppers, herbs, and marigold. So these are the only things that I did on purpose. One day, I get I go to my garden bed, and I see several sprouts, and I didn't know what it was. So I was like, I threw so many things in there. Who knows? Maybe one of the fruits that we ate um, just started growing from the seeds that were probably in there. So when I took the picture of it and I was trying to find it on Google search, the reverse image search, they said it's cucumber or this and that. And I was like, I don't remember putting cucumber seeds there, but okay, whatever it is, nature will take. Nature always thrives. So I'm like, okay, it's going to come out when it comes out, and we will figure out what it is. So fast forward a month later, finally the leaves are fully formed and everything, and then it looks like it's either could be pumpkin, watermelon, or some type of melon type of thing. And we ate cantaloupes in the house, honeydew, and watermelon. So then, a couple of months later, we get a couple of watermelon, baby watermelon coming out of it. So obviously at that point, I knew it was the watermelon. And still then, I still didn't remember the thought that I had with my acquaintance 2 years back that I would love a watermelon garden. I still didn't remember. It still didn't come back to me. So now this watermelon is growing and I'm excited about it. I'm going to my husband. I'm like, babe, I didn't even plant this. This is crazy. Now we have 3 watermelons. This is amazing. I'm like just ecstatic. I'm in my garden morning, afternoon, night, just like looking over the watermelon. Then one day when I was meditating in the morning after checking on my garden, um, the story just rushed back in my mind, and I was I guess overwhelmed with gratitude and how much love the universe had for me that I forgot about my desire that I said 2 or 3 years ago, and the universe worked on it to give me this that I didn't even, not only I didn't even remember, I didn't even work for, I didn't even plant it, I didn't even, I didn't even do anything. And, you know, um, it just showed me how loved and protected and favored I am, and we all are. You just have to see it. But I looked at it and I was like, this is so crazy. I said it 2 or 3 years ago and I got it. So in these 2 or 3 years, the whole universe worked on it to give me what I wanted without even trying. So the minute that I said that I wanted a watermelon garden, right? That means the universe said, yes, you will get it. Once you desire it, the universe always says yes. And that means that somebody else had to plant a watermelon. They had to sell it to a supermarket. And that specific watermelon was only for me. No one could have taken it because it was only for me. It was made for me the minute that I set out the desire into the universe. And just looking around, everything, think about it. The house that is constructed, the house that you are living in, the car that you are driving, the the people that you're meeting, the food that you're eating. It's only for you. It was meant for you and it will only be yours. Out of hundreds and thousands of people that can't go into any supermarket like Walmart or ShopRite or whatever other Costco um, supermarkets, right? Why is it that bag of chips or that pack of meat or that burger or that pack of hot dogs came to you in your house? It came to you because it was meant for you and it couldn't have gone to anyone else. It was only yours. And what we don't understand is that whatever you desire, it's already yours. But you just have to be ready to receive it. And I called my husband and I told him, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I just got this clarity while meditating and how loved I am. And I'm like crying on the phone from like, feeling grateful and overwhelmed and things like that. And he was mind blown. And I just thought I would share it with you guys.